Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. Here we are today with a video, and we're talking about a new kind of fighting game experience in a new game called Byte Breakers. So this game is a platform fighter, like Smash Brothers, like many other games you've heard of, but the take's a bit different, as on top of being a platform fighter, it is also a Battle Royale. Now, you might notice platform fighter and battle royale are not necessarily two genres of gaming you would think would have a lot of synergy, right? And that's sort of why I'm making a video about this game, because it's certainly very, very unique. So this is a game being made by Odyssey Interactive, and they're being very open here. This game is very experimental. This game is very much in its early stages, and they're just looking to see, if there's any interest, if they're doing something good, if they can tweak stuff, or if they even should keep going. Making a game that's very out there like this is very risky, right? So I do applaud the effort. And I was invited to give the game a shot, see what it's all about, so I took a stab at it. Now, admittedly, although this is a dedicated fighting game channel, I'm very much more in the realm of classical, traditional fighting games, 2D, 3D fighters, not as much platform fighters. Like I dabble, but I'm certainly no expert there. I know enough to be dangerous, that's about it. But I will say on the platform fighter end of things, before we go into the wider game experience, they very much have it on lock. So hey, we got our characters. Not a huge roster because it is very early in development, but we got our characters. Asher is very clearly the best character. But among the cast, we have different archetypes, we have different play styles. Like there's very much something for everybody. Everyone's got their own gimmicks, their own archetypes. Like however you like to play as the fighting game aspect of it, the broader archetypes are contained within this roster. As far as like core gameplay goes, they're very open. This is very much inspired by Smash. So, we have jumps, you have hops, regular attacks, tilt attacks, smash attacks, all that kind of stuff. Everyone's got their own flavor. Like this character now, she has the drone, and she uses the drone a lot of her moves, but she can send the drone out and then have the specials emanate from the drone's point of view. Like say, I guess, Rosalina. Atlas, who's like a big burly paladin kind of dude, has like massive mace attacks and also strong like area denial, like you can place pillars. And pillars deal damage, and if you move into that space, you kind of bounce off it, right? So we can kind of close off avenues of mobility. So basically, like fighting game characters do fighting game things, right? And the general stuff there, like grabbing on a ledge, all the usual platform fighter stuff is very much there. What you're looking at right now is like, say, PUBG, right? Before the actual Battle Royale starts, everyone's just in an area and can all kind of kick the crap out of each other. Now, my initial impression of this game when you told me, platform fighter battle royale, this is what I envisioned, right? So the first time I got into this lobby, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess there's just like 40 of us here and we're just all going to kick the crap out of each other. Let's go from there. And I think that's cool enough on its own. Like if that was the concept, I would have been plenty happy with it. But when they say battle royale, like they actually mean battle royale. Like you're going to be going around the game map, which is gigantic, by the way. And there's going to be all sorts of just loot to pick up. And yes, items are on very much, just so you know, right? And it is very much, the Battle Royale idea of you're just going to, well, for some people anyways, people play different ways, but you're going to run around, try to avoid a lot of fights and just kind of pick up items and get better items. And items have all sorts of values to them, right? They could be like, this is a healing item, this improves your dodge, you take less damage, you deal more damage, or like say active attack items. So when you do get into a fight, player skill obviously matters a lot. This is still a proper fighting game, right? But when you do get into a fight, like your items can matter a lot. If you got a bit luckier, if you picked up the better item, you might be able to, beat someone better than you. Like let me give you an example here. So I'm playing duos, the beta was set for duos, and I managed to pick up a pretty good item. So let me just run this by you. Did I win because of my skill here? Did I win because I'm best North American Byte Breaker player? Or did I win because I managed to pick up a pretty damn good item along the way in the Battle Royale portion of going through the map and all that, right? Because this beam, not much avoiding it. Effectively like a final smash attack if you would. And if you're fighting game brained, that probably might rub you the wrong way a little bit, right? Like for me, I saw that for the first time. I was just too busy laughing, to be honest with you, to fight too competitively after that. But then again, they're not trying to make just another 1v1 competitive platform fighter, right? We got those. We're good, right? They are trying to make something different. And to be fair, that is certainly something very different. Like the first time I died, right? You can be playing for quite a long time, but I died and then I'm like, okay, well, let's get back and fight. Then I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm dead. It's a battle royale after all, right? You die, you're done. That's it. Game over. No chicken dinner for me. And the first time this happened, I'm like, wow, like it is admittedly a very jarring experience. There's no round 2 fight, right? But that's, I guess, part of the heart of the experience. It's certainly skill-based. Once again, all the characters got their own things. You know, in a pure vacuum, if you are better than your enemy, you will win. But there's a lot of other things to account for. Once again, maybe they have better items, maybe they have more healing. This was partner-based, right? At least for this beta. And if your partner dies and you're by yourself and you're up against a team, you're probably gonna lose. But that's also where a lot of the fun is, I think. Some of the most fun I had was in these like oddball experience where I'm definitely not in a winning position, but then I can kind of just keep going. Like in this particular game here, my partner died and I'm up against 2 people. I'm like, oh, well, I probably should get out of here, right? And the map is very, very big. You're like, oh, is it Hyrule Temple big? No, Hyrule Temple is tiny compared to this. So the distances you can go is pretty titanic. Like a fight can go a very vast amount of space, especially say if you're like in this situation, I'm low health, right? And I don't particularly want to engage with the enemy and I'm trying to heal myself and well, then, you know, they're going to come at me and we got to just kind of play it by ear, right? Also, just like a proper battle royale, the longer the match goes on, the more the map closes off. So it's easier to get like out of bound killed. You take damage when you're out there, like all the stuff you would expect, right? So in my time with it, I think it's actually a very interesting blending of the 2 genres, right? The fact that a simple fight can go so much further than what you would expect in like regular Smash. It's not just like, you know, the 3 platforms go from there, right? When you're chasing each other down, you're fighting each other, the fights can go a really long way. Also, I'll take a moment here. I love the character animations. Like this character here, when they're doing their fast fall, they're just on their phone. Like everyone has a lot of really fun animations. Even though it's obviously in a very early state at the moment, there is a lot of personality for a lot of the characters. The one thing I'll say I found frustrating, if you would, and it's absolutely a me problem, not the game problem, because this is by design, but being a battle royale, like a lot of times there's just nothing happening. Like you're just going around, you're fishing for items, you're exploring the map, seeing what's going on, and like that's kind of it. So for someone who, you know, plays fighting games all my life, like I like the go of fighting games. There's always something to be done, but sometimes you just go collect. That's the nature of the beast. That's the nature of the genre, I suppose. Like you wait around for a super chest unlock, and that super chest might give you a potentially game-winning item, right? Something that would let you beat a player that's actually better than you. And like, that's almost like, you know, antithetical to the whole idea of fighting games too. Like if I get this random item now, I can definitely clock someone up that's a better player than me, but that's Battle Royale, right? You want the overpowered items. Or maybe it's just a way of telling us that items on was always the right choice to make. And somewhere along the line, Smash players lost their way. You be the judge. So all in all, it was certainly an experience. I've been at the whole fighting game thing for a very long time, about as long as anyone could possibly be at it, right? And I'll say this, there's not many new things under the sun for me, but this experience, Byte Breakers, certainly is very different. I have not played anything like this before, I can definitely say that. I can see it of 2 ways. I can definitely see where it might not be someone's cup of tea, right? If you want to play a platform fighter, it's because you want to play a platform fighter. You're not looking for this additional, you know, battle royale experience where it's going to be a lot of, you know, just farming for items, running around, or even, you know, avoiding fights instead of actually engaging in a fight. But I could also see the opposite, where I could see someone where they'll get super addicted to this. You know, there is a reason that whole battle royale genre took off after all, right? So hey, I've given you the info, make your own decision on it, but whatever you may think, you can't argue this is very, very unique. And I hope it works out for them. You know, it's hard to make games to begin with, and especially just being out there and open that this might not live to the future, right? They're going to see how it goes, and it's worth their time to invest in. So check it out while you can, and hopefully it sticks around. And that is Byte Breakers. So certainly a very unique experience is definitely the biggest thing I can say. There's nothing really much else like it. And I like showcasing off fighting games not everybody knows about. So hopefully you found this a fun look at the game. And all that said, that is the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some fighting games.